Hey, sorry about that. I've got the desktop audio on, so okay, you ready to go? Okay, how's everybody doing?
We're here.
Yep, totally forgot to mute the microphone there, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a little dizzy. I'm not gonna lie. I grabbed myself a yogurt real fast.
Power yogurt?
Yeah. My tattoo, it only took like about 5 hours, but during that last 45 minutes-ish, I started getting dizzy and I realized, oh my god, I have not eaten since like 7 a.m. So I'm like, I need to eat.
Yeah, adrenaline and all your all your natural painkillers were probably taking a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna stop drinking LaCroix on stream, I think.
I mean, I had it last time and I was like, now I'm cursed. But now we're out of LaCroix.
I know, I'm on my last pallet. We buy it by the pallet here.
Darth was wondering if it's alcoholic. I let him know it is not.
It is most definitely not.
It's the opposite of anything.
I
don't know.
It's not even a beverage. It's just something that gets your mouth wet.
It doesn't hydrate at all.
No, because you could just keep drinking it and all it makes you want is more LaCroix.
Yeah.
There is actually, I saw at the store the other day, there's like alcoholic seltzer water now.
Really?
So there's like a LaCroix equivalent, but of the alcoholic variety.
I need to look for that for future mixers.
Yeah, it seems like they're just like adding alcohol to pretty much everything. I saw they also had alcoholic kombucha, which
Oh, that's weird.
like I can have kombucha like every once in a while. For some reason, I'm just like need to torture myself a little bit, but alcoholic kombucha.
That just sounds really gross to me.
So yeah, happy Friday, everybody. It's been pretty busy here. In between just doing night dive stuff, we've been back and forth from the hardware store about 30 times.
For the chickens?
For the chickens, yeah, the coop is almost finished. So, yeah, I'd say like, the chickens themselves they're like $4 each or something, right? And God, we must have spent at least like $400 or $500 on this chicken coop already.
That's how it be.
Yeah, the wood and all the hardware. These chickens, they're gonna be Cadillac chickens.
If they give you Aggies, it's worth it.
Yeah, they better put out.
That sounds terrible.
Hey, Pappy Biscuits.
Pappy Biscuits is my new best friend.
Is that
no say in the matter.
Is that emote? Is that David Grohl?
He kind of looks like it. Who is that?
Who's that guy?
It says Djibouti Hey.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think. What my plans are this weekend. I think we're gonna have some friends over tomorrow, and we're gonna have a fire. We have like just a little fire pit for our backyard, and a lot of wood. I actually cut down a tree today that we needed out of our yard, so we got lots of wood.
Quite the lumberjack.
Yeah. Not really. I use like a little handsaw, just.
Oh.
Not very manly. Father's Day is this weekend.
Chopping wood is a good workout.
Yeah, I did have to chop out the roots with a actual axe, and that was tiring. How about you? Do you have any good plans this weekend? Any Father's Day things?
Oh shoot, you're right. It is Father's Day. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I'll say. I don't know. But, I might go see that movie, Hereditary. I really want to see that. It looks good.
I've heard that's good. The guys at Red Letter Media, I started watching the video for it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to see it, and they got to a point where they described it as this year's The Witch.
It's made by the same guy, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. But if that's the case, then I definitely want to go see it. So I actually stopped the video before they got into spoilers because I loved The Witch. That was one of my favorite movies from last year.
Movie Club, everyone go watch it.
Yeah, Movie Club. You weren't here last week, so we postponed.
Nope. Oh, you did?
Yeah, we didn't really. We kind of talked about the Animatrix, not really that much. I had a chance to catch up. I watched them while I was working the other night. I was in the garage. I've got like a full, like anatomy grade skeleton in there.
Oh.
For Halloween next year, and I took off the forearm down to the hand, and I was doing the corpsifying last night so that I can use it in a photo shoot because my Pip-Boy is finished. I customized it to make it look all rusty, so I'm going to take it out into the woods and like bury it and take some photos to make it look like there's still like a forearm in there.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I was watching Animatrix while I was working on that, so yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I guess we can discuss that while I'm working, or I guess.
I mean, it's a good while you're working. I can see what other people are saying too. I mean, we've had like that whole chat going on in Discord as well, which was awesome.
Yeah,
and then we can decide an actual next movie, whether it be people go out and see Hereditary or a movie that's been around a while.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. I've been rewatching Arrested Development for like the 10th time.
Oh yeah, I just watched the new season.
Yeah, we were going to watch that, and then Alex is like, "Oh, let's just watch the whole thing again, and then we'll watch the."
I've made that decision before.
So yeah, I think we're on episode like 22, season 1. There's a lot of episodes. So yeah, that kind of brings up the question. There's a couple of things that we could do today that might be kind of fun. I think the first thing, I totally forgot to do this, but let me poll. I might The stream might stutter here for a second. I'm gonna pull from our depot here because Chris put the mutant in the game.
Ooh.
So I would like to show everybody that. I know I posted some screenshots, but they probably got buried in the chat. Pripyat. That's it. Yeah, so again, it's pulling right now. If it gets a little choppy, I apologize. I forgot to do this before the stream. Let me load up Substance and I'll show you guys the final texture. It came out really well.
They also got to see a lot yesterday from Jonathan's stream. Lots of props. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. I unfortunately got to miss it. No, I missed it. So I'm actually probably gonna have to watch that, but he's been posting the files in our private Discord. And yeah, it's just everything is looking really good. The door is really cool. Did he show that with the aperture door?
Yeah. It was awesome. Everyone just loves door. I think people are literally posting love door.
The scary door. So for some reason, this is just great. I love it when Windows decides to do this. There we go. I fixed it. Have you ever had that happen? I guess like it happens more often when you have dual monitors, but like your program will just open up and you'll be like, where is it? And it'll be off both screens somewhere.
Yeah.
Like what? There's a desktop somewhere else that I can't see, like a secret desktop. It's like where all your files go when they just disappear. You're like, where'd they go? Secret desktop.
They just want to hide from you. They don't want to be seen. They're embarrassed.
They don't want to be worked on.
Nope.
So yeah, let me load this up and I'll switch this over to recent files. Humanoid mutant. So yeah, after the stream last Friday, I went in and worked on this some more. I made 2 versions. Let's switch it over. And I'm gonna have to turn on Substance here. Okay. It is not here. That's great. Alright, there we go. Alright. So there's our boy.
Did he be?
He came out really, really nicely. Essentially, I just kind of went through and gave him a little bit more definition everywhere. I reworked the blood a little bit. I actually made it so that like you can see on his eyes like there's some like dried blood kind of running down the eyes.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It's really, oh man, it looks gross and cool to look at the same time.
Yeah, it's.
Deep Crumb says moist boy.
He is very sticky. Part of the joy of like just creating stuff for a game is with or without like the contextual knowledge of like what's going on, just knowing that this guy is like a mutant and he was converted from somebody on board Citadel Station, you can kind of piece together in your mind what he might have gone through and why he'd be like in a certain condition when you meet him in the game. And so like my thinking was, you know, he doesn't need his sexual organs, he didn't need his eyes, he doesn't look like he needed his skin really to serve her purposes, so he's gonna have that like really kind of gooey, you know, like have you ever gotten like a really bad cut and like your blood will coagulate and it'll be like that kind of milky white.
That gross.
That like it fills in the whole like the gap. You know, it's like, oh, this is gonna be your skin, and like this is like the first step of your body regenerating.
First step of skin.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what I was thinking of when I was like, should he be really gooey and sticky looking? Like his body's in this constant state of like trying to coagulate, trying to basically regrow his skin. So sick.
Boy.
Gross. Super moist.
Super moist.
So I made sure to make 2 layers. This was like, let's see. Let's turn off the blood. I have the blood face layer. Turn that off. So now we've got like, this is the mutant where like if he was a cheese pizza, like all the cheese came off.
Cheese pizza. Ugh. Gross. That's real nasty.
Yeah. I have a layer here called Blood Rain too, where it's just like, it was that one brush that we threw on him where it looked like he was just getting spattered with blood. So that's what that looks like if that's turned off. Kind of adds some
like
nice
that
texture.
In for Vendetta, where she goes out into the rain just to feel it on her skin. That's him with the blood.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. This is the shading. So I started doing this too, but this is all like I hand painted this on there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll just kind of turn the rest of this stuff on. Oh yeah, there's a layer that I didn't really have on. It's just called blue, and basically it's just like blue varicose veins underneath the skin. And I was playing with it in the height channel, but I don't know, I think it kind of made the map a little busy. You can see the difference. It just adds a lot more kind of texture detail, and with the style that we're going with, it just kind of made it a little more you know, it made it busy. Yeah, also put some blood on his feet there, which is kind of cool, like he's been walking around in it. His legs look weird.
Just one nasty boy with all his nasty friends.
He is just nasty. Oh yeah, look at that. This is kind of a mistake. I wonder if that... Well, let's see what it looks like in game. We'll see if that shows through. The thing is, this is I think a 1024 by 1024, and in the game I believe we knocked it down to 512, so it's very low resolution, but that actually could help it. Mega Shades asked if we're still going to see dismemberment, and yep, that's the plan. This is still kind of like in the test phase where we're figuring out the character pipeline. Stuck in a desert. Is that dessert or desert? I think that's dessert. His poly count's like around 6,000. So let me start up Unreal here, and we'll see. I hope that he's in the game. I may not have pulled the right version, but we'll figure that out. When Chris first put him in the engine, he was screen sharing and showing me and kind of talking through it. And we're looking at some other stuff, and then he like turned around real quick, and he forgot that he had put the character model there, and he like kind of squeaked. He squeaked in fear. It made him jump. It was really funny. I was like, oh, that's a really good sign. Like, he's not even like animated, and he's in the game, and he's scaring people already, so that's good.
He's a good scary boy.
Yeah, let me launch this, and we'll see what happens. It might take a minute. But yeah, so after this, I was thinking there's a couple things that we could do. It is Friday. I try to, you know, earn the mercy of our chat. Maybe one day they'll let me play a game, but
Maybe one day.
I figured there's a couple of things. One, we could start retopologizing the virus mutant so that we can kind of run him through the same pipeline as this guy and get him in the game and kind of see what he looks like. But I mean, we got this guy. I'm working on a personal project in ZBrush of a character from a concert poster that I saw online that I really liked. The illustration was really cool, so I just was like, oh, I'm gonna model that character in 3D. I'm starting to kind of work on that.
Cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. I'll probably at least show the picture of what I'm working on. And then the other option was we were kind of playing around with what's it called? Z-Sketch or Quick Sketch in ZBrush, where I was doing like the symmetrical drawings. And I was wondering if it would be interesting to see kind of more of that and working on a piece in that, I guess, in that workflow. So let's switch to Unreal here. There we go. Okay. I know there's a mutant around here somewhere. Let's just start here. Oh, jeez. I actually gotta get the access card to get through here.
Not allowed.
Not allowed. Gotta play the game. Is there one up here? I thought there was one up here. Oh, I knew that there was one in here. What? Did he take it out? I hope that Chris didn't take out the mutant. I'm gonna be mad. Chris, did you take out the mutant? He's not in here. Well, I should have him in the. I should have him. I might be able to drop him in here. Yeah, let me see. All right, one sec. Art. You know what? If he didn't, because I actually don't see. He's not a prop. I don't actually see any of the folders for this. All right, let me ping him real quick and just see if he pushed that change. He's like, what's he gonna say? This isn't showing up, is it? Okay, good.
No.
Alright, 1 second here. Let's figure this out. Captain Bubs. Oop. I think he might have forgotten to.
Cool.
Uh-oh. So I guess while we're waiting on that, I will throw him over here, and I'll when he gives me the heads up, I can pull that again. But what was the consensus on what we're gonna do today? Was there one?
Not really.
Just like, can I do whatever I want?
I mean, if no one says anything, I feel like that's got to be what it means, right?
Maybe. I want this coffee cup. I think we're gonna end up making these.
Yeah, we have to. It's necessary.
With like, it's gonna be a nice sharp Traptimum logo that's gonna be like chrome, and then on the back it'll say like delivering the future or whatever the tagline was. I don't think I can search these yet. No, can't use this yet. Oops. Yeah, it was kind of, you know what I'll do is I will, I need ZBrush either way. So, I'll start that up and then I'll show the character that I'm working on just on my own. And we'll just see. Slack off and work on something non-game related. Okay, well, third player has given me his blessing.
He has. I trust him. He knows what's best for us. Meanwhile, I'm just eating my yogurt, very dizzy. Trying to breathe.
Yeah. The restorative properties of yogurt are, you know, well known.
This yogurt might give me special powers. Who knows?
I remember the first time I found out that yogurt was just like basically a bacteria culture, and I was like, ew, and then I just kept eating it.
I don't eat yogurt very often, but I got a few recently, so I'm just going through them. I also have some granola.
Okay, personal art. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm working on. His body is going to be kind of funny looking because I just started, but let's put them at cat gray. This is his face. Let me switch over here to ZBrush. I'll turn the game
Daniel's
off.
not here. You don't have to see Zed.
Oh, you're right. I still got substance up. There we go. So, this is the guy. He's kind of got a really interesting face. And like I said, his body, I just started kind of working on it, so it's very like,
So what kind of poster was this from?
It is a tour poster. Let me show ya. We'll grab the image here. Personal art. Really cool. Really cool image. Oh yeah, there it is. So it's from I guess like one of the latest Tool tours. Just throw this here.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool though.
And so the face is like, that's what I was really trying to capture, was kind of the kind of the same look.
Make him a new Dota champ.
Hey, you know, that's not a terrible idea, but so you can kind of see the face is very... I'm pretty happy with how the face has turned out. It needs a little bit of work, but... But yeah, so his body is like really crazy. It's got like all this kind of biomech kind of swoopiness, and there's...
The head reminds me of like an alien from Aliens.
Kind of. It's like a human face, and then it turns into like a big beetle, like one of those like the pinchy beetles.
Pinchy guys.
But yeah, he's really cool. Like I love the hands. I like how they're just like normal hands, but then they're just like Fulbright, and they've got this kind of cool look. And then the 7-pointed star is just really neat there too. It's like he summoned it. But the cool thing about this is it's an illustration, so a lot of this I can kind of just make up as I go if I wanted. But yeah, I figured it would be good practice too while we're figuring out the art pipeline for the characters, because it's been a long time since I've done full characters and game ready stuff, so this will just be good to catch up on. Cancun asked me how long I've been doing ZBrush. I think the first time I used ZBrush was like 2006, 2005, 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, we like basically had just come out, and like the first video game to my knowledge that used it was Doom 3. That was like the very first, I think, example of a game using normal maps. And I remember like some of the developers were saying like they had done like the majority of the characters before they got ZBrush, the first version of ZBrush, and it was taking them like months to do a high-res character. And then Pixelogic came along and was like, hey, we've got this tool and you can do this, and they did like the last boss that they needed to do in like 2 weeks. And they're like, oh geez, if only we had had this at the beginning of production, the game would have come out like a year and a half ago, or you know. So it really it kind of changed and sculpted the industry into what it is today.
Man.
I'm fired.
I have to fire everyone.
I just quit. I'm done.
We had a fire. How many times did we fire Daniel the other day?
Like at least twice.
At least. I'm telling everyone to make sure to tag me when you, or at me while you're in chat if you have questions. That way I don't miss them. Because sometimes they get buried. But if you at me, then I can see it better.
Yeah, so what does everybody think? Should I mess around with this? Do you want me to retopologize the virus meme? Do you want to do some 2D stuff? The 2D thing that I was thinking about doing would be actually kind of inspired by the Beyond Good and Evil 2 announcement at E3 last week. Basically, they got, we talked about this during our last stream when we did our E3 special, but they got Joseph Gordon-Levitt up there, and they introduced a program called Press Record, where the developer would be able to kind of put out a objective, and fans could create artwork following that objective, and there would be a chance that it could be used in game. And while I thought the idea was very novel and it's cool, it's a great way to get people to collaborate, it is also there's been a lot of backlash about that because essentially, yeah, like they're, as far as I know, they're not paying anybody, so they're kind of like, hey, do some work for free and get in the game. And you know, people are kind of pissed off about that, so I don't know if they're backpedaling, if they're gonna say, oh well, if your piece gets picked, then you get, you know, you get paid. I have mixed
feelings about it, because it's cool, and of course people would want to do it, and like it's amazing to be able to do that. However, it is kind of like free labor, and I feel bad when artists get told like, oh, well, this is good for exposure, but they don't want to pay you for your art, because I want, you know, artists to be supported.
Yeah. Fluffy Wolfie, I think that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is supposed to be a prequel, which is weird because the trailer was very interesting. Like, Paige is the cook of that ship, and then when Jade, I guess, appears on the bridge, or when she's done destroying their ship or whatever, he's like, "Oh, Jade," but she looks older, I guess. I mean, you can't really tell. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna play that off. But I'm excited. But anyways, the the piece that I was thinking of doing, 2D, would be for that press record thing. Just because I was
Might
kind
as
of...
well.
What's that?
Said you might as well.
Yeah, I mean, I just, most of the time I just do art because for the sake of doing it. I mean, it's kind of the whole reason of doing it for me. And it kind of gave me the opportunity to explore something that that means a lot to me. And one of the things that's inspired me for quite some time, and that would be kind of the... Well, I don't know. Maybe I've gone too far with what I just said. But, like, so the city that she's in, that they're wanting to populate with graffiti, is called Ganesha, which is one of the Hindu gods. And they're looking for people to do illustrations of, like, Hindu-related symbology, the gods, like paintings, graffiti, frescoes, murals, that type of thing. And one Hindu god has always kind of stuck out to me in particular, and that would be Garuda. And Garuda is basically this like eagle face god, really kind of gnarly looking. And I'm trying to remember the myth, but one of the other gods like rides his back. This is terrible storytelling. I don't really remember what it is, but I've got this really cute book that was recommended to me, but it was called the Little Book of Hindu Deities, and it's really adorable. It's got all the, well, most of the Hindu gods. I mean, there's many of them. Like, let's see here. Everybody's getting a history lesson today. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Or a religious lesson. So here's Shiva. Oh, you know what? This is super weird. I just realized I'm wearing a shirt with Shiva on it. The one of the Hindu gods. Okay, so this is Shiva, right? It's a cute little version of her. And there's a nice little story of her myth that goes along with it. And yeah, this is the shirt I'm wearing. It's a little darker version of Shiva. So I don't know. That's weird. That's an interesting coincidence. I did not plan that. Or maybe this is Kali. This is actually Kali, I think. But anywho. So let me pull up. Let me pull up Garuda here. You'll see the cutesy version of Garuda. Chandra, Guru, Buddha, Shanti, Rahu, Katu. Let's see. Animal gods. Garuda. Oh yeah, it's a cute version of Garuda. Aw. Look at how cute. So yeah, there's that. We could do all kinds of things. We could do anything you want. This is kind of like a free-for-all stream.
Just a fun time stream.
Just a good time. What do you think, Carly? What should we do? What would you like to see?
I feel like something relaxing like personal art or you gaming, to be honest. Because, man, I cannot focus right now.
Yeah?
So out of it. I'm not even kidding. So something chill.
Alright, let's do something chill. We will, let's do some ZBrush stuff. Let me pull this over.
Dark wants to know, are you doing random skins on the enemies?
That's a like a pipeline kind of thing that we're gonna figure out. I think that like one of the reasons I left all the blood on one layer, I mean that's just good practice anyways, but we're probably gonna have some different skins, like there'll be mutants with little amounts of blood, a lot of blood, just to kind of give some variation. So let's do a quick sketch here. I'm gonna change this picture really quick. I'll just, because I'm gonna have some reference up here. But let's get some cool images. Garuda. Okay, so I actually have a statue of Garuda, which is really cool. And it's carved out of wood. Oh, this is cool. This would actually be good reference here. A Barong mask is what it's called. Let me see if I can get a good, and I'll share it with everybody. Ooh, these are pretty. Okay. We'll save this one.
Taratha's saying, is there any in-game reason they're all missing their front, right, and scissor tooth in the same place?
No, there's no good reason for that.
You're a part of a club.
Okay, so let's change the image here. Go to desktop. Here it is. Is this gonna work? Yeah, there we go. So there's like a Garuda. It's like a Garuda mask I found online. Done. And these are really cool. The fun part about this will be doing the colors, because there's like such a wild, so many colors, so many things you can do. Let's turn the music up a little bit and just zone out for a bit. Sketch complete. All right, all done. Let's see. So what we're gonna do is probably just try to rough in some of these shapes of what we want. So this will be like his beak. We'll have it come to a point. You still there?
Yeah, I was typing back to chat.
Okay.
Because they're still talking about the tooth thing. So I'm going to stand by the fact that they're in a club, and that's why. It's for solidarity.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight. I'm very hungry.
like these crazy eyes. They just kind of go off in these like different directions.
He looks excited to be here. Very intense guy.
So I'm already getting into like way too much detail. I just need to be kind of going loose here. Loosey goosey.
I tell ya, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
So we'll have the bottom of the jaw going like that.
Now they're talking about Tide Pop is too high in sugar, and that's why they've always lost their tooth.
You were just afraid they'd abandon you. So did you abandon them?
Eastwick or?
No.
Is it just called Witches?
I think it's just the Witches. Hold on. It's called The Witches. It's from 1990.
I remember that movie. The movie was kind of terrifying, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like for kids though, but it was very frightening.
Sucks. It's very repetitive. Let's try a different channel.
I'm so talented. I'm just gonna drop that new hit album.
I guess we have to decide like how we want this guy to look, like what kind of mood we want him to have. Like, do we want him to look kind of maniacal?
Ethereal.
Ethereal?
You wouldn't have expected that.
Ooh. Ethereal, alright.
Kind of like an aura around him that makes him just look like, come to me.
Alright, then we gotta give him some we gotta give him some eyelids.
Eyelids. They're needed for blinking.
Yeah, because you need to, if he's gonna be ethereal, then he needs to be kind of calm, but at the same time, like, he's gonna have teeth.
Calm intensity.
Like these. In all these images, let's see, he's got these like kind of big cheeks. Come out like this. With there's like flower petals. Let's not be messy.
It does kind of have a Jim Henson vibe. From
yes.
what Chrome's saying.
Yep. No, I was getting that right away too. I was like, he's got kind of like those guys from Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of.
The guys that can pop their heads off.
Yeah. I used to get so frustrated with those guys when I was younger.
Because you'd just be like...
I watched that movie on repeat, and like I'd be like, oh, these guys.
Like, leave them alone. Just let them get to the next thing. Oh, I know what you... Yeah. I liked them because they were so creepy. Did you see my Jim Henson thing that I did? That Zoth guy, the creepy little guy?
Yeah, I think I have. I'll need to see it again to verify, but I think I remember you showing me that.
I did him for the... because they were doing like a Dark Crystal contest.
Yeah, I remember now.
And I made that guy for that. Let's see. Seems like a lot of this is just going to be getting like the basic shapes and then just adding in a lot of like embellishment in terms of the like the design, like little lines like this and stuff like this.
Garth says he looks stoned now.
He's not ethereal anymore, he's stoned. Is there a difference?
There doesn't have to be.
So he's gonna have these like eyebrows. This is kind of fun. I mean...
Yeah, I like watching it.
Yeah, he's gonna have... Alright, let's see if we can get some of these other shapes in.
In the statue, is that a tongue coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tongue. So we're also gonna give him some big ass ears. Cause why not? It's kind of what it looks like. I actually have the statue. I could take it out and put it on my desk for reference too. That might be a good idea.
Yeah, seeing it in the 3D.
I'm not sure if the eyes are doing it for me.
He does look a little stoned.
Yeah. And it's like he's got this big smile. He's like, eh. Let's see. I mean, let's see if we can kind of like. Why don't we can kind of give it a story, right? Like in the context of like Beyond Good and Evil, like maybe this would be like the symbol that they would use of like maybe like a resistance or like a secret club maybe.
Yeah, secret club.
Secret Garuda Club.
Hey.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Dan.
Not too late, am I?
Oh, you're so late.
You are.
Just kidding.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
You are. Yeah. You're fine.
What? Did you say murdered?
No.
If you murder me, I won't be able to get the blockhead done, sorry.
We're doodling today, Dan.
The blockout's already murdering you.
We're doing some personal art today, cause I said so.
Relaxing. A question for you, Steve, from ThinkBot Labs says, not that I'm a very good artist, but I've been thinking about trying to draw digital art. Any tips on getting started?
Yeah, I mean, the very first thing I would do is, either if you have a friend who has like a tablet, or if you have the money to invest in a tablet, I would definitely get like a Wacom. I think they're called Intuos now. They're just like the little tablets that hook up via USB.
They're pretty affordable too.
Yeah, they're not bad, because there's no... I mean, if you try to draw with your mouse, that's just really...
a madman.
Yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, I would invest in a tablet, and then I think there are some free... Like, you might be able to get GIMP, which is like it's almost like a free version of Photoshop. And I want to say that there's probably lots of tutorials out there for like beginner 3D art or digital art. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a very good like 2D 2D artist. I can't draw very well. I'm definitely better at 3D, like sculpting, that type of thing, as opposed to drawing things in perspective. But it's fun. It's good practice. One of the things that they had us do in school, which was really fun, was life drawing. So I know that you can go to like workshops and stuff in just about every city where they'll have life drawing there. They'll have like nude models and drapery and still lifes and stuff like that, and you can go and you can draw with charcoals and things. And that's really good. That's incredibly good practice, especially when you're kind of like if you're just new to art in general. Yeah, speaking of perspective, I think this is okay. Like his face. Kind of getting lost in the weeds here. I need to like keep building on this shape and starting to experiment with like some of these other elements that are going to be coming out here instead of trying to figure this all out. So I'm going to get kind of loose here and see if I can find some cool shapes. Maybe something like
everyone keeps calling him a triceratops.
Yeah, I could see why. He's too evil now.
Evil cereal.
I kind of liked it when he had like just the whites of his eyes. It kind of made it look...
It did look cool.
Like something like this. again, it's like he's got this like very like menacing smile. Like I wouldn't trust him.
You wouldn't?
Mm-mm. I guess it's kind of cool. Well, do we want to discuss the Animatrix?
Oh yeah.
Dan,
Daniel,
did you watch it?
Jinx.
Wow, you both jump on me. I'm guessing that this is a movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's from our movie club thing that we started. Do you remember? I don't know if you were there when we started it.
I might have been. I have been so busy that I haven't actually looked at the channel. What is Animatrix?
Oh.
Animaniacs?
I didn't know if you were in that stream that day or not. Was the thing. I couldn't remember if you had joined. But we had started a movie club that would all like just watch stuff and then talk about it in that Discord channel and during like a stream, like a following stream. And what the Animatrix is like a mini series in the anime style that's based off the world of the Matrix. How many shorts are there in that? Let me look up real fast. I don't remember how many shorts it had.
Yeah, we could, if you get the list of shorts, we could probably just go one by one and just discuss them.
Okay, yeah, I've got a list here.
Well, I feel like a child that forgot to do his homework, and now I'm stood in front of the teacher going, "I'm sorry, I forgot to do my homework."
Well, you can help us decide the next one at the end of this.
Ooh, okay. Well, when are you
That'll be fun.
finishing?
Oh, I mean, at the end of this stream,
We'll pick a movie.
decide the next movie for Movie Club.
When do you
So-
finish streaming?
Like in an hour
I don't know. Yeah, whenever we get bored.
or less? I don't know.
I don't know. It's getting a bit late for me.
I know. I'm running low on energy too, so I don't want to go super late tonight
Oh yeah, we don't have to.
because I need to eat actual food besides yogurt.
That is an insult
No.
to yogurt.
You're right, Daniel. I did have a nose earlier. I wasn't gonna admit to it. But I'm very dizzy, and after that 5-hour tattoo and no food, man, I want to yell at myself more than anything.
I think that should be yogurt's new like their new slang, their new motto. Yogurt, it's not actual food.
It's not actual food. I don't think it is. I
You
don't
just
believe
said it
so.
wasn't, so you know.
Yeah, I'm sticking by my word.
Carly's word is law.
It is. Anywho, the shorts in order that I have on this list. I don't know if it's the actual order. I can't remember. But there's Final Flight of the Osiris.
Osiris.
How do you say that? Osiris. Aha. Final Flight of the Osiris. Then there's the second Renaissance Parts 1 and 2, Kid's Story, Program, World Record, Beyond, A Detective Story, and Matriculated. So we'll start at the top with Final Flight of the
Osiris.
Osiris. Sorry, my brain was like, words? How do you do them? I don't know. Alright, let me look at chat as well while you start talking.
Yeah. Well, the Final Fight of the Osiris was the first one that I saw. I think back in that time, when that first had come out, I mean, everybody was like kind of into the Matrix. Everybody thought it was really great. And then the Animatrix came out before any of the sequels, and I want to say that we had pirated the Animatrix because there wasn't any way to watch it aside from. I mean, I think you could get it on DVD back then by itself.
I had the thing on DVD back then, but I don't know how my stepdad got it. He just had it.
And I remember seeing it and at the time thinking that it was the best 3D animated like short that I'd ever seen.
Looking at it now, it just looks like what, a PS2 cutscene, maybe.
It's better than that, but it does have like there's the uncanny valley is very apparent.
Maybe I'm being rude. I'm sorry.
Take it back. And then what was kind of cool about that short in particular is it seemed like it was a direct, like in-between story, or it was directly related to the movies. Like it was actually part of that same story, and happening in the same time, based on what their goals were and what was happening. The same token, the plot was very similar to what was going on in the movies as well, where like somebody had to leave into the Matrix to make a delivery to let somebody else know of, you know, impending doom, which is, you know, the whole point of the Matrix. You could go in between worlds to make your to carry out missions and to figure things out, or you know, to get around the agents. So yeah, it was pretty good.
I guess I think out of all of them, this might be one of my least favorite ones, actually. But I don't know if that's maybe just because the 3D throws me off a bit, and I don't remember it much from back in the day, to be honest. I just remember back when I was younger thinking like, oh, this is like a video game to me, like when I looked at that kind of animation. But when I watch it now, I'm just like, whatever. The visuals aren't very pleasing to look at for me. So
well,
I feel bad. I don't know. I don't have much to say about this one that you haven't already said, I guess. Because yeah, the only one that is really connected in the movies in any way, I guess. Right? I can't think of anything that's more directly connected. Everything else is like circumstantial or history, I guess.
Yeah, I think in the I forget what the one is called, but the one where the kid is in school and he ends up like jumping off the building. He's actually in contact with Neo.
That's true. I forgot about that. You're right.
But I think that's the only one that I can recall anyways.
Let me read chat real fast. People are reacting to pirating it. I get nothing really. I just read the word Battletoads, so I'm like, okay.
Battletoads.
That was out of nowhere.
Well, Battletoads got announced at E3 this year. Did you know that?
Did it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A new Battletoads.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was. They didn't show anything either. They just were like, Battletoads, and that was it. And everybody was like, oh, great.
They showed a bit of like a comic strip or something like that. I can't remember, but it was literally that. That's all it was, like just some words in a comic kind of format. And then they just said Battletoads coming soon.
That's a lie. It's not. They're tricking us all. Just trying to meme hard on us.
Yeah, maybe. I'm in the little video that they did show. All they showed was like the old 8-bit artwork of the little what's it called? The little ship that you're on in that infamous level where you have to jump over those pink barricades. They just showed that, and that was it. And they showed like the little thing hitting the pink barricade, and everyone's like, "Oh, great! Remind us of how great this was and how impossible it was to get through this." I think that game could have been legendary had it not been so hard.
My biggest memories are working at GameStop and getting the infamous Battletoad calls, you know? Just
were they
once
memeing?
every few months. Yeah, just memeing on me. And I would just either hang up the phone or hand the phone to my manager, who would just play along. But I remember they would be like, "Oh, can I pre-order Battletoads?" And he'd be like, "Oh, you want to pre-order Bakugan?" Because Bakugan was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a kid's toy that was being made into a video game. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got your Bakugan." And then he'd like start typing like really loud so they could hear it.
Yeah.
And like he'd have them on speakerphone so I could listen. And they would just try to meme back like, "Oh no, Battletoads." And then like he's like, "Oh okay, well it'd be $5 to pre-order Bakugan." And like they would get so frustrated and hang up.
You gotta fight it.
One time.
Now people will be calling and be like, "Hey, can I pre-order
God.
Battletoads?" And yeah.
No one will know what to do. It'll be chaos.
It's literally will be the end of GameStop.
This is what will kill it. The game's not really coming out. It's just to have that one final blow.
Just to terrorize the employees one last time.
Yes. Happy Biscuit says memes are illegal in the EU now. What? I'm gonna get arrested by the meme police.
Dude, that would be amazing.
It's like
memes were outlawed.
The cyber police. Remember that back in the day? Where I think her name was like Becky Kroll or something like that. I can't remember her name, but her dad would threaten to call the cyber police. I gotta remember that girl's name.
Cyber police. No memes allowed.
No memes allowed. Oh no, I got totally the wrong person. It's not Becky Kroll. That's a whole nother meme. Whoops. Now, like, anyone who knows who that is will know that I know. Anywho. Pappy says EU banning memes is itself a meme. It's about some EU copyright law they're trying to pass. And then Silver Dog says, "I am the meme police."
I don't think anybody can question him either. It's like, if you say so.
I believe you.
Yeah, I
will not question.
I mean, what more could be said? Ooh, what if we gave him I was gonna say black eyes. We could see how that would look.
With, like, it could be black with little bits of sliver of white around it.
Yeah.
Just enough to make it pop.
Like,
Daniel, do you know what kind of movie you would want for Movie Club? Before I continue to the next Animatrix short.
Don't know.
Oh, that's spooky looking already.
I'm helpful.
Thanks, Daniel.
Dan's favorite movie
No
franchise
problem.
is Star Wars. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Oh Lord.
Don't you mean Obi-Wan?
What?
Sorry.
What the hell? What is happening?
I'm just giving up. I kind of want to, let's see, I'm going to revisit these teeth.
So when thinking about now, back to the Animatrix. The second Renaissance, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Those are up there for my favorite, to be honest. The art in that is my favorite, next to I forgot the name of the other one that I like, but
the Japanese one.
Yeah, the second Renaissance one is amazing.
Yep.
I like how it goes into like before the actual Matrix was conceived, and robot and AI rights, and the politics of everything. That's amazing to me. I really like that. It was like, it makes you think a lot more, and I think as I watch a video of a future Amazon drone drop a box and fall over and destroy everything, I just keep thinking more and more about it. Poor drones. They're trying their best.
Yeah, I think that the second Renaissance is my favorite as well. Mostly, I think the narrator is amazing. And the visuals are especially striking. Like, you know that one part where this, like, at first it looks like this woman is getting beaten by these people, and then they like rip her clothes off, and then they like smash her in the face, and like the skin comes off, and there's like a robot underneath, and she's at first she's like screaming, but then when they hit her in the face, like her voice gets like all garbled and stuff. And it's like, that's so visceral, and it's just so terrifying to think of, and it just like it elicited like a genuine like reaction from me, where I was like both horrified, and I felt a lot of just like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like compassion for the robot, because it seems like it's got emotions and it's feeling pain. It's like, why would you do this to this thing? It's clearly can feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
there's
ending.
There's a lot of shows now that go into that stuff, but at the time this was very new.
Yeah, the ending too is Second Renaissance Part 2 is really wild, where they talk about it was us who turned the skies black, and then that's basically what caused the whole the robots wanting to use humans as energy sources, because we took away their source of power, which is crazy if you think about it, because you know, solar and natural forms of energy are becoming like they're going to be standard in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Like 100% right.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess this is kind of on topic. Have you been paying attention to Tesla the last couple of days?
No, I haven't actually.
Their stock is going through the roof.
From Elon Musk recently, but that's about it.
Their stock is doing incredibly well.
I'm not surprised.
Because the Model 3 is just selling so well, and they're getting up to the production numbers that they said they were going to. So they're meeting the analysts' predictions. And not only that, but there were a bunch of people that were, I don't know how many people exactly, but they were betting against the stock in what's called a short. And it failed. Like, they basically bet that within a certain amount of time the stock would hit like a certain point, and for them it was like a low number. And they didn't meet that short, and so they ended up losing money, close to $1 billion that they bet against Tesla. So there's that. Yeah, it's like,
I need to send you a meme real fast before I forget, because it does have something to do with Elon Musk.
a meme, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Memes are illegal.
Just hang on. It's illegal to
I'm gonna get arrested. Sorry, officer, this isn't my meme. I was just holding it for a friend.
I'm going to jail now, Carly. I hope you're happy.
We've heard that one before, kid. But look, isn't it a funny meme? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, damn it. Arrest that officer.
You're arrested.
Begun, the meme war has.
Oh my god.
Daniel should get that, seeing as it's from his favorite franchise.
Favorite movie.
Yeah.
Dan's gonna quit before I get a chance to fire him.
We're gonna need an emote for meme police now.
It's like, we just watched that episode of Arrested Development with the whistleblower. And Michael brings in the box of whistles. They're literally blowing a whistle anytime something goes wrong. Let's see. Well, again, I'm totally lost in all the details here because I'm a noob. There's like all these
the tentacle-y things.
Yeah. There's all these other elements that I need to like figure out before I like commit to any of this, and it's like, nah, I'm just gonna work on the details because it's fun. It's like a
meme sense.
It's an art sin. To do that.
I sent you the meme as well, Daniel, though I have a feeling you're gonna be like, who's this? Who's that?
Alright, let me look. I gotta look it up.
Who's this?
Who dat?
Oh.
Who's that?
Grimes.
Who dis?
New meme who dis, I like that.
Bjork, but from hell. Nice. American Bjork. Outer space. Oh my god, this is amazing.
All combined, they create
Elon Musk.
It's a conspiracy that never stops going.
Dude. Freaking Yolandi and Ninja. I actually listened to some of that
Ninja
music.
The streamer?
No, her partner.
Oh, her guy.
Yeah, also known as Ninja. It's a very unique name. I didn't know if you realized this.
For some reason, I don't know why I thought you meant the streamer.
The streamer.
Like, huh?
Huh? What?
They're not great people.
The streamer?
No, Yolandi. That's confusing.
It said that when he took a 2-day break to do E3, he lost 40,000 subscribers.
Damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's like, didn't they watch his stream from E3? Like, wouldn't that be even way better than just...
But do they have no life patience?
I don't know, like...
He has not streamed. Where is he? He could be dead.
He's just on a different channel, like... Yeah, I don't know. What's the name of the band that they're in, that Yolandi and Ninja are in? What's that called again?
Oh.
It's a weird name.
Shoot, because I always just think of Yolandi. One second. Oh, I didn't even have to look. It's Deanterwood.
Oh, is that how it's pronounced?
Well, I think it might be Dianterwood, but I say Deanterwood.
Antword? I don't know, honestly. I was just gonna put you on the spot.
When I think of them, to be honest.
Did you ever see Chappie?
No.
It's another robot movie. It has to do with the Matrix, kind of.
Oh.
We're just coming full circle here.
Yeah.
So Ninja and Yolandi are in that movie.
Yeah.
They're like main characters.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever saw them, and I was like, who are these people? They're so weird. And then
I
was like,
listen to their music, but I just don't like them as people.
Are they bad people?
They're bad people.
Aren't they? I don't want to speak out of line here. I don't want to misrepresent them, but are they racists?
Very much so.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Wait, who's this?
Dianterwood. Or or Deanterwood. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Nobody does, apparently.
I don't even know who they are.
Don't worry about it.
You shouldn't.
I'll play it for you
not
later.
much.
I have enjoyed some of their music, I won't lie.
I was kind of captivated by their aesthetic.
Oh yeah, they've got quite the aesthetic.
Is there an emphasis on ass there?
No,
I have no idea, I'm just guessing.
Ass, to be honest. They're anti-thick. Sorry. Like, think of the walls that you want, Daniel. They're the anti of that.
The walls?
In your
little
block
level
out.
design. Block out.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm with you then.
Oh my god. This piece is gonna have a lot of detail in it. It's gonna take forever to paint. Kind of looks like Gonzo now. Like an evil Gonzo.
He's been evolving.
Oh my god, it totally does.
I'll make him blue too.
They're telling me thick is censored in stream, but anytime, I mean, I see it. I see when people
Thick?
type thick.
You can't
Yeah,
write thick?
It's not censored. I type it.
If you type, it's the meme police probably.
Yeah, it's probably the meme police.
They're at it again.
The meme police.
Someone's asking me if I'm done with level 7. No, I'm incredibly close though. I'd say about 90% completed at this point.
Have you finished tightening up the graphics on level 3?
Actually, get that one.
Yeah. Carly, you know that one, right?
Huh?
Have you tightened up the graphics on level 3?
I don't know if I know this. Maybe.
It's
My
like
mom said
dumb and
playing.
it's like one of the
My mom said
original
playing
memes.
This game would be a waste of time.
Wait, is that from Grandma's Boy?
No, it probably inspired
nope.
Grandma's Boy though.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because I'm looking at it now.
Oh my
Now that
god.
I've typed it in.
It's one of those
I'm
things.
clicking it now to look into it.
Wow, I am shocked.
I mean, I have a lot of old vintage memes I show people and they don't know them either. Because I have a boatload of vintage memes I would love to pawn off at the market, but no one's buying.
No one's buying.
Mm-mm.
They're not dank enough, I guess.
Oh my gosh, when the number popped up, Train Online, it made me think of 86. It's the Freddy Freaker. Do you know Freddy Freaker?
Uh-oh. No.
Oh my god, I'm gonna link you Freddy Freaker. And then maybe you can show him to the stream, I don't know.
Is he age appropriate?
Yes.
This is the all age stream.
I'm sending you Freddy Freaker. It's 1-900-490 freak. Freddy Freaker. Please, Freddy Freaker.
Need to tell
He
Carla
kinda
to
looks
lay
like
off
the
the
guy.
yogurt.
Is it the yogurt? Yeah, it's the yogurt that's doing it.
Sorry, I'm very hungry. Please look at Freddy Freaker.
Who, me?
Yes. I just wanted people to know what I mean.
You want to be understood.
I linked him in chat. Please, everyone, Freddy Freaker.
Freddy Freaker. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. Freddy Freaker.
You love puppets, so...
Oh my god, what is this? Freddy Freaker for 10 hours.
Wait.
Oh my god, it's
Freddy Freaker. Tuglo says, "You're not fooling me, cop."
That was real.
Yeah, it was a real commercial. But the numbers don't add up to a real phone number. I read this whole thing about it, like the mystery behind Freddy Freaker, and I got obsessed with it. And I started researching it.
What happened?
Darth said that's entrapment to me.
He's not wrong.
I had to, like...
Entrapment.
Oh my gosh.
What have you done?
I haven't thought about Freddy Freaker in a long time.
Freddy Freaker.
When you start talking about vintage memes, I'm like, oh, there we go.
That's spooky right there, whatever that is.
That puppet thing?
Yeah. Oh my god, this thing. I'm actually very happy with how this is turning out, but I'm just like, there's too many details right here. Let's see. I kind of want to... I kind of have to erase all this just to figure out what I'm doing with my life. I hope this is kind of fun, or at least kind of relaxing to watch. It is,
This is a party stream now.
Yeah,
Make him into Freddy Freaker.
Did someone say party stream?
Oh my. It's Dan's last warning. What am I doing here?
A lot of my friends are flying to San Francisco right now for a tea party. And I really wish I could have gone, but I had my tattoo. But man, I can't wait to see all the tea party photos.
So it was tattoo or tea party?
Yeah.
It's a tough choice.
It is. But I chose tattoo, that one.
Did you post a picture in our Discord yet of that tattoo?
Oh no, I haven't. I'll do that. One moment. Can we hire Pappy Biscuits just for his memes and his reactions? Can we hire him as our own personal meme police?
Meme historian?
Yeah.
Will be a real job one day, I'm sure.
It probably kind of already is.
Yeah, that's true. Like, how many times have you personally gone to knowyourmeme.com?
Not many times, actually. I haven't had to do it that many times.
Ooh.
The ones...
Meme pro over here.
I'm a aficionado. But I would have had to for the Tighten Up level 3 thing. But I didn't. I just went to YouTube.
Oh. God, so good. That's basically how I got enticed into going to college. There was like an ad in a magazine in a PC Gamer, and it's like, you can go to school for blah blah blah. And I was like, hey mom, I guess I am going to college after all.
Clown college.
Yeah. At the event that I went to, like, was it last Saturday? No. It's like June 2nd. It was at the local rec center, and it was like a high school game design competition.
Yeah.
They had me, like, talk to these kids and do like a presentation. And
inspire the children.
yeah, and like the Art Institute was there, and there was other like DigiPen I think was there or something. And they're like, "What's some good advice?" And I was like, "Don't go to school."
They probably got so mad.
Yeah. I was like, just use YouTube. And like literally all the kids started laughing, and I was like, it wasn't supposed to be funny. Like, I'm serious, like get your education off of YouTube because
That's free real estate.
you can.
Because you're worth it.
Yeah. YouTube you. Like, it's not something that I would recommend for everybody, of course.
I didn't go to college.
Well, I meant learning on YouTube, but
Oh.
I mean, college as well. It's not for everybody, but like if you're self-motivated enough, like you could pretty much pick up any useful profession off of just watching YouTube videos, I think.
Yeah, there's probably a lot you can learn just for life skills in general.
Yeah. But like when I went to college, there was no YouTube. So we had to borrow or buy what we lovingly referred to as the Gnomon School tutorials back in the day. There was like a whole school aside from the one that I was going to that was like teaching all these different disciplines in the industry called Gnomon, and it still exists, and it's considered to be like one of the better places to go if you really want to learn this stuff. And but they don't mess around. Like, they won't take your bullshit. Like, if half the kids that I went to school with at AI would have probably gotten kicked out. But they're serious, and they used to just put out these tutorials, and like our school would buy their tutorials and put them in the library, and like we fought over those things because it was like, here's the real knowledge is on this DVD that costs like $120. And I remember telling my parents, I was like, so this is a really expensive place you're sending me, and I'm like paying rent, and I live in San Francisco, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, there is, like, I could basically just spend $500 and get all these DVDs and just come home. But now you don't even need to do that. Like, basically everything you need to know about any of these disciplines is on YouTube, and it's free. So all it takes is just dedication. Like, if you can you know, do what you have to do to get by, like whether that be working like a part-time job that sucks or whatever, and you come home and you are motivated enough to, you know, maybe want to learn a 3D model or draw or do concept art or any of these things, like seriously, like YouTube, it's all on there. But you just have to, you really have to push yourself. But if you really want it, we should probably play the Shia LaBeouf meme. What are you waiting for? Don't let your dreams be dreams. That's all I gotta say about that.
Inspirational.
Thank goodness for YouTube.
A motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I posted my new tattoo to Fan Art General because I don't really know where to post that, so that's where I put it. It's like fan art.
Let me see. Let me see.
It's cute.
Fan Art
one of
General.
my leggies. Just one of my leggies sticking out.
Ooh. Cat lady. Wow, that's a tattoo?
Yeah.
It looks like it was...
very colorful.
Yeah, it's... the line work is amazing.
Yeah. Sarai. I fumble over R's in the middle of people's names, which is dumb because my name has an R in the middle. But she's really good. She did the Sailor Moon one on my ankle. And
did she do the Crybaby one?
Yeah, that's the one. She's opening up her books again soon. And so she told me when I come to book an appointment then, that she would do black work ones on me too next time, and she would do 2 different black work ones. Because normally she only books for 1 tattoo, but she really wants to do black work stuff on me because she wants to contribute to my black ink only side.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Is that your dark side?
Yes, I have my dark side and the kawaii leg.
Daniel, can you think about anything but Star Wars?
I'll try over the weekend.
Well, you binge watch the Clone Wars TV show, I'm sure.
Damn, you figured out my weekend.
Busted.
There's a question that says, once you self-teach yourself for a while, how do you tell if your work is good enough to get a job? I would say, depending on what it is, you would probably want to consult with, like, first, you know, friends and family, and then professionals that you may know, or start posting to sites. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing, but start posting to sites where you can get actual constructive criticism and feedback.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say too. There's a number of really good resources online, like specifically if you're doing 3D art, polycount.com is like the best place to go for one, just joining the community of other game artists, and there's like the whole spectrum of skill there, like from very, very, very beginner to, you know, industry veteran with like 20 years experience. That's, you know, they're going to be like a godlike tier. And what's cool is like everybody is really cool. You can post your stuff there without feeling any kind of anxiety, like, you know, are people going to make fun of you? No. Are people going to down talk you? Absolutely not. People are going to give you really good advice. And yeah, that's where I would, like, as soon as you start creating stuff, stuff that you feel like could use some critique from professionals, like, post it there. And eventually you'll get to a point where the compliments will start to outweigh the critiques. And that'll be a very important moment for you. But it will happen if you just keep working at it. I will say on top of that, one of the hardest things that people do have trouble with right off the bat is understanding constructive criticism and not taking it personally. It can be very difficult, myself included. Like when I was in school, big ego, I thought like all my stuff was the best. There was a professional that came and looked at everybody's work, and he gave me some critiques, and I got like really offended and was like, well, you don't understand, like blah 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 blah. And like he just was like, okay, well, I don't have time for you then if you're not gonna listen. And he just basically just kind of wrote me off. And I remember my girlfriend at the time coming up and being like, what's wrong with you? Like, they're just trying to help, and you know, you gotta open yourself up to this, because it's the only way you're gonna get better is if you listen, especially to somebody who's clearly more experienced than you are and, you know, knows what they're talking about. And it took me a while, but I got there. And at that point, you kind of go out of your way to get critiques and to get different viewpoints. And the more experience you get, the better you get at understanding which critiques are really important, or are actually going to help you, and those that are just kind of fluff. So that's like a whole part of the learning experience that you don't often hear about, is just being able to take constructive criticism and take it constructively. But yeah, to go off of what Carly said, like joining a community that caters to the things that you want to do is really important. So there's if you want to do concept art, go to conceptart.org. 3D art, go to polycount.com or zebracentral.com if you want to do high-res sculpting. There's forums for pixel art. There's forums for like stylized 3D artwork. You just got to put yourself out there.
I feel like there's a community for everything these days too.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be hard to like find people. Like, I'm not much of an artist, but I used to do like animation classes back in high school. I've recently, in the past like year, been trying to get back into drawing a lot again, and I often go to a cafe with one of my friends and we draw together, and like we draw people's outfits and then we try to practice and getting better. And it's good to have her there to like give me critique in person and show me what she would do and draw lines over my stuff.
Yeah, that's very useful too. That's really cool. I didn't know you did that.
I draw a lot, but the amount I post is almost zero because I'm not ready. I don't know when I'm ready enough to share stuff. I posted maybe one thing to our fan art page before.
I've seen a lot of artists do that too. Like one of our favorite pastimes is to like basically just go to the zoo with like a notebook with like your drawing pad or whatever, and draw the animals. Do some life drawing. Just do like really quick 60-second drawings, because the animals are always moving, right, into new poses. So the faster that you can kind of get their gestures down, the better you'll get. The faster you'll get. And the same goes like when you said, go to the coffee shop or whatever. Draw people sitting and doing their thing, like listening to music or reading a book or whatever, and try to capture their gesture and their face and their, try to capture their character. It's really challenging, and I'm not very good at it because I don't practice, but I've seen some people's notebooks, and it's amazing how good that practice is.
Yeah, I want to keep practicing. I haven't been able to draw very much this past week, but I on and off, like, I jump into like threads where people post their own photos of what they wore, and then I'll just draw what they wore, because I just think it's fun. Just fun.
Yeah, another cool little technique that you can try too is, again, I'm going to go back to YouTube here, but there's like a lot of videos of really beautiful performances like ballet, Cirque du Soleil, stuff like that. And if you put one of those on and like pause it, like either at random times or at times where somebody's doing like a very expressive gesture, pausing it and like doing a quick life drawing of that and then continuing on is also very beneficial. So this guy he's coming along. Again, I'm like really locked into some of these details here, which is kind of a shame because some of these proportions are bugging me. So what I'll probably do is just try to get to a point where I'm like happy with this, and then when I bring it into Photoshop, I'll just start changing the sizes of some things. Do something really cool with like the rest of this, but it's maybe I'll try something different over here.
So that's it. You won't stay here.
Dan, you went to school for, was it level design, game development?
Game design, yeah, at Huddersfield University. Long time ago. About...
Many moons.
Yeah, I think it's about 7 years when I finished. 7 years ago when I finished. So, long time. And a lot of the stuff I learnt has obviously been turned into, you know, it's not that useful anymore.
Deprecated.
But, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But some of it still is. I remember first day, they all wanted to introduce us to this tool called Unreal. So we're going to
what is that?
Unreal Ed 2. We're going to launch the editor and we're going to explore the UI. And I think by the time the hour had finished, I'd built a functioning deathmatch level with a couple of ladders and a functioning skybox with moving clouds.
Wow.
And they were like, so I guess you've worked with this before? And I'm like, yeah, just a little bit.
Just a bit.
And I went on to absolutely just blitz through that university course.
Was that the main area of your education, or was there?
Yeah, we built it was kind of like you got to experience really everything. Building games, forming teams, level design, animation, coming up with a concept for a game. Those were all parts of the course. I love just getting down with the level editor and just building stuff. That was always fun. Just taking the props that were already in the game and just building stuff. And it worked out because I did very, very well on that course. To toot my own horn.
Yeah, I think when we first met, what were you focusing on, or what were you doing at the time? Were you doing your Left 4 Dead levels at that stage?
Yep. I was building my Left 4 Dead campaign. Finished it. It was around the time I think when. No, it was after that. But I was shopping around for jobs, and I knew that System Shock 2 was coming out on Steam, but I didn't know when. So I thought, well, I'm going to write up a guide to modding because I know how to mod this game, and I want to be the first person to get my guide up before anybody else does. So I had it all written up, and I think within about half an hour of the game going on sale, I had my guide up on the on Steam.
And little did Daniel Gration know
that 5 years later I would be helping to rebuild System Shock 1. I would have. If you'd have told me that 5 years ago, I'd be like, "You're kidding me!" But no, it's actually happening. So it's funny how that goes.
How are we doing on time here?
It's nearly.
Oh, you're a different time, Daniel.
I was going to say it's nearly 4 in the morning.
Oh my god. Go to bed.
Yeah, I do want to be up early tomorrow, so I might go in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Alright, yeah, we should probably
It's
wrap
about
this
time
up.
to wrap up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how I want this whole thing to work up here. What kind of shapes I want. But let me save this.
I would hang around longer, but those shiny Larvitar won't catch themselves tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta go back into the garage and put some more liquid latex on my skeleton arm. But let's check this out. Like, we can kind of zip back here to where we very first started, and yeah, let's check this out.
Oh, there's a question for you, Steve. Don't want to put you on the spot, but what made you want to hire the people on your team? Like, what did you look for? He looked for puns.
It was my pretty smile.
Yeah, the memes.
Those were very important.
Well, let's see. Daniel was the first employee, and basically, I had asked him. I was really impressed with the guide that he had done for System Shock 2, and I think what I asked him to do was like a similar guide, but like more of a step-by-step before and after approach to all the different mods that were also out there. I had him take screenshots, and he did a really good job on that. And I think at that time I had just started to sign more games up, and it was getting to be a little even too much for me at that point to try to wrap my head around figuring all that out. I mean, I had done System Shock 2, but I had literally had to learn the whole system of uploading things to Steam, and so I basically tasked Dan with doing that, and he picked it up super quickly. He learned how to do some things that were new features at the time. I can't remember specifically what they were. But he was just a very quick learner. He was willing to do pretty much anything, any kind of task that came up, and there was a lot of different things that would pop up. Is that pretty accurate, Dan, if I'm remembering that correctly?
Pretty much. My job title is still Jack of all trades.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it would just be like, oh, Dan, I got this one thing, but I don't have, like, the code, or we need, like, a Mac build or whatever. And Dan's like, well, I don't have a Mac computer, so I sent him one. And then Dan figured out how to make Mac builds of some of our games using emulation. Like, he learned how to do whatever needed to be done very quickly. So that was kind of, he set the standard, or like the bar for people that I would bring on later on. It's like, well, how quickly can you learn in a scenario where you're tasked with doing something you don't know how to do? Yeah, I mean, that's how Dan came on board, and everybody else that's currently with us, and you know, on some of the other teams, they're just I'd say the most important thing is that they're self-motivated. They don't need anybody. They don't need somebody to hold their hand and to make sure that they're getting their work done. Once they're tasked, they understand it's their responsibility and theirs alone to get it done. And we have a very, like, a team-centric kind of view on everything. Everybody works together. There's a clear line of communication most of the time. If somebody needs attention, or if somebody needs help, it breaks down every once in a while, but our ability to kind of work through that is what makes our teams pretty great.
Sorry, be right back.
Yeah. But yeah, like, when somebody says they're going to get something done in a certain amount of time, we all expect them to get done, because a lot of what needs to get done is important for other team members. I can't give any specifics, but like, you know, when we told Alex like, oh, the beta for System Shock Enhanced source port needs to be done by this time, it had to get done in order to make the Kickstarter update. Like, that's just one small example, but yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Back.
You got me thinking now to the very first games I put up on Steam and how nervous I was the night before they were going to go out.
Which one was it?
Wizardry 6 and 7.
Oh yeah.
I remember just being absolutely just so nervous. I thought, oh my god, these are actually going to go on sale to people. I hope they work. And yeah, looking back, it's all. Past me was so funny.
Yep. No, I remember that too. I remember the I think we were both kind of nervous because we were like, well, we haven't done an emulated title before. Yeah, and it was all pretty much brand new back then. A lot of the stuff hadn't been done yet. Like, there were no trading cards, there were no achievements, there was no cloud saves, there was no... A lot of the features that are on Steam now didn't exist. And it made a big deal if the game was going to launch correctly, because you would be on that front page for, you know, a couple days, right? Unlike today, where like you'll be lucky if your game even makes it on the front page, because there's just so many games that come out. So
we have one last question before wrapping it up.
Yeah.
From Darth. It says, who is responsible for the playability of older games on Steam? Which I guess it was partially answered in a way already.
yeah, I mean, it depends on the game, but like Daniel plays a lot of the games that go up, that he puts up himself, to make sure that they're playable, they're not going to crash, they're as in good of shape as can be for their age or the condition that they're currently in. It's not always perfect, but I think we reach like a happy medium in most cases with games that are emulated. Games that we do ourselves, or games that we remaster like Turok or Noctropolis or Strife, I mean, we have testers, including Daniel. Daniel tests as well, to go through that stuff and make sure that it's playable before we release it.
Yeah, one thing that will generally happen though is games will go up and then I get control. It depends on who owns the property. So sometimes we'll do work for another company and then they might kind of take our access to those games away, so I won't be able to update them. But what I do like to do is keep those games as up to date as often as I can. So I kind of do a pass every 6 months and try and keep everything as up to date as I possibly can. But it's like the humongous games. We're hopefully doing some updates to those soon, and some other things as well. So that's fun.
Yeah, like whenever there's an update to any of the emulation tools that we use, Daniel's always like, hey, I'm gonna go and update these games, and I'm like, you do you, thanks.
Yeah,
it's
again, it all
really
depends
important.
Again, it all depends if I have control of the title. So if they break when I don't have control of them, there isn't much I can do about it. Sorry.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to wrap things up then. Thanks for everyone who is in chat, hanging out, watching Steve do cool things. They're cool things to watch, cool things to chat about. Those eyes are looking way better too. I like them.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna just experiment. And,
yeah.
You know, it's these types of things when I do these illustrations, like I'll just sit here and I'll just kind of noodle around with it for hours and hours and hours until I find something I like, and then yeah, I mean, if everybody enjoyed this, I can probably finish this before next week, and then I'll bring it into Photoshop, and you can see how I go about painting it. Basically, I'll just end up tracing the whole thing in Photoshop, so it's nice and crisp and clean. So
That'd be cool.
yeah.
Is there a raffle? Someone said that there might be a raffle.
Oh, well, I wasn't prepared for one today because we were kind of hustling last second, but if someone can get keys, then we can do that.
All right, pick a game and let's raffle it off. We'll do one.
Cool. What do you think, Daniel? What game would you like to give away today?
Oh my
I'm going to pull up
goodness.
the boy bot.
The pressure.
Hang on. Last time my choice was really good. I thought Noctropolis. Nobody.
Yeah,
People should play that more. Hang on, let me go check.
that's what I'm going to play next week for my stream.
Are you gonna get the key, Dan, or shall I?
I'm going to have a look.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you grab the key?
In the meantime, people do the exclamation point raffle to enter. I'll paste that into chat too.
What about... I'm feeling the old school point and click vibe going. So how about Inherit the Earth?
Oh,
right.
Inherit the Earth. Quest for the Orb.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw the winner in like 30 seconds.
How many keys? One?
Let's do 2.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Daniel. Well,
hang
those
on.
are
Hang on.
All right, I'm gonna draw the first person. Drum roll.
There we go, it's fixed.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the winner is Kane Coon 100.
Woo! Congratulations.
Woo-hoo. Sending that key your way via Whisper. Now for the second one. The winner is Crandy 2727 is the winner.
Woo! Awesome.
Alright, I'm gonna send that right over via Whisper as well. Cool.
Hoo-wee. Hoo-wee. All right. Well, thank you,
Alright.
everybody. Really appreciate you spending your time with us for this very relaxed chat, this relaxed art session. It was really fun. I'm gonna save this one last time, and yeah, let's call it a night. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Be sure to check out below for our upcoming stream schedule, our Twitter, our Facebook, Discord to join into chat, all that good stuff, you know? Yeah. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.